Hey, welcome back to the Pen Hut. I'm going to do a quick video here. Once again, this is Tommy, and took a few days off this week, so had a little bit of time to do a quick video. One of you guys posted on the YouTube video that I just posted a couple days back asking what my workhorse pens were, so I wanted to talk to you guys about that real quick, and then I had a second topic right after that. So let me just get this out of here. And for the last few months, I'd say the last 3 to 5 months, I've basically carried 3 pens with me in this 3 pen case here. There's a couple different ones in there now, but it's a little Pelican case my fiance got for me. I love it. It's really well built, and you can fit 3 in there, which is nice. So these are the 3 pens right here that I use primarily. Like if I have a work meetings or have different things that I need to write, I bring these with me. Obviously at home, I don't really write with these too much at home. I write with other pens when I'm jotting notes, things like that. But these are the ones that I would go to manager meetings with. So I'm just gonna go with the first one here, which is the TWSBI Echo. I like it. You know, it's nice and simple. It's plastic. It is a demonstrator, as you can see right there in the middle. The one thing that I liked about it right off the get-go was that it's twist cap. Gets really good reviews online, so that's why I ended up getting that. The nib is actually nice, and it has feedback, but it's relatively smooth for what it is. Trying to remember if this is a fine or a medium. I think this is a fine. And it's a nice weight. It's not super heavy. It's not super light either. It's right in the middle. I would have to say it's probably, let me see. I should know these, just feeling it in my hand. Yeah, it's probably about 21 grams, something like that. And probably somewhere around 28, 29 with the cap. Maybe not, maybe even more, maybe 30. Because the cap seems to be a little bit heavier. Solid right there, but it's nice. The reason that this is one of my workhorse pens is because it can take a lot of ink, as you can see right here. There's a big ink capacity there, which is really nice. I have the Diamine Oxblood in here. Heard about it online, and I was like, you know what, I could always use a nice like a darkish red, and I really like it. So this has been a easy go-to. The one comment that I will say is, if let's say you're writing a lot and then you're just kind of thinking for a little bit, it will dry out slightly. So then you have to kind of get the flow coming back out, and that's possible that it's just my pen that does that, but it's something to consider, because there were a few times where I was writing and then kind of was, just had the pen there for a moment, and then I brought it back up and it wasn't writing super smooth immediately, but not a problem. So I always know that I need to cap it when I put it down for extended periods, and then take it back out, and that's perfectly fine. But I really like that. So that's one of the ones I use. The other one that I use is this Platinum 3776. I really like it. I had 2 colors. I ended up selling the other one because I don't really need 2 of them per se, even though I really like them. But I kept this one because it has that nice blue, but it's translucent, transparent a little bit there, which makes it a little unique with some of the other pens that I have. So this one I really like too, because it has that cigar shape. Really nice. It's very lightweight. I think it's definitely somewhere in the around 20 just for this portion here. It is a little bit short by itself, but it does post, which is good. So every time I use it, I do post with it. When possible, I will post my pens. A lot of times it just makes the balance just so much better. So I like that. It does have that gold looking trim, which is nice. Generally speaking, I prefer a silver trim, but I think with the blue, it actually works out really nice, and the nib is really nice. The reason why I like this pen so much is because of how it writes. Not only is it really comfortable in the hand, it's got a nice shape, but it writes really, really well. And actually, right out of the box, it writes very smooth, which I really like. It does have a little bit of feedback. It is a gold nib, and it is on the stiff side, but it doesn't matter. It's still very smooth. I know a lot of people rave about these. They do come out on a bunch of different versions. Generally speaking, when I was looking at these, it's easier to buy them from the Japanese retailers from Japan, because they do give you a much better price on it. But obviously be aware with the whole customs, the duration of how long it's going to take for them to ship to you, and certain warranties sometimes are not accepted if it wasn't purchased by a US distributor. So just keep that in mind. And then obviously if you ever have any issues, you might have a little bit of a time thing if you need to send it back or you need to do anything else with them. But you know what? Given the price range, which you can probably get these for a little bit under $100 if you look, it's well worth it. I think it's a really good pen, and it does have the little slip cap mechanism, which was another reason why I definitely jumped for it without even ever trying one in real life. If you can afford it and it's something that interests you, that looks interesting, it does have that slip cap mechanism, which is right on the top, where it will actually seal another inner compartment here right around the nib. And basically what they say is if it is secured, it can stay wet in here for about 1.5 to 2 years. So you can basically ink it up, put it aside in your drawer, forget about it. A year from now, you go pick it up and it's gonna be ready to write. It's not gonna dry on the nib. It's not gonna dry on the inside. It's very, very secure. And I like that. I like that because I don't write a ton. Some weeks I write more than other weeks, and some weeks maybe I'll write with one of the other pens. But then I know that I can always go back to this one and just keep going. And because you can see it in there a little bit, I can kind of gauge if I still have ink in it or not, or if I need to refill it. So I like this. Like I said, it comes in a bunch of different varieties. I think with all the regular colors available, I think this is probably my favorite. I know there's a really dark red that looks interesting, but I think I probably want to go for a slightly fancier, maybe limited edition at some point in the future, just because it writes so nicely. The other one is going to be a little similar to a little similar to that one right there, and it's this one right here. And you can see this is I prefer this color. It's not as blingy, I guess, or as shiny as the gold. Even on my watches and everything else, I prefer silver, and it's just, I don't know, it's just nice. That's the way that I like it, I guess. But anyways, this is the Sailor 1911 Large. It's called large because it has a little bit of that thicker body to it. I'm just going to put these together here, and you should be able to see that it's slightly thicker. It tapers a little bit less than this one. This one tapers pretty severely at this point, versus this one tapers right at the end. So this one's going to be a little bit thicker for sure. And this one is very lightweight in the hand as well. It feels a little bit like it has a little bit more substance than the 3776 by itself. So actually it doesn't bother me just writing just like this, even though it's small. But once again, this is one that I would post, and it does post. And then it's a really, really, really nice weight. This one has a rhodium, I believe, rhodium plated gold nib, and that's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous nib. Has a little anchor in it. It says 1911 on it. It's really nice. And this one, actually, let me look a little closer. I believe yep. So this one is a 21 karat gold nib, which is really, really nice. It does say Sailor right here in the middle. What does it say? Japan, founded 1911, Sailor. But it's very similar. If you look at both of them, they're both the cigar shape. So they're very, very similar. And to me, this one, the way that this writes is just a notch nicer than this one. Very, very, very slight notch nicer. But this one has a better weight to me. I think it has the right girth. I think this one has a slightly better section here where you grip it. My fingers do roll up right until the threads right there. And even though right now I'm scraping them, they are a little bit sharp. When you're actually holding it right on the edge, it's not sharp. It's very comfortable. And actually, let me hold the other one right now too, just to compare. But I think they're going to be very, very similar. So this one I think is actually a little bit longer. But once again, this one, you don't really get all the way up to the section. So it's also very comfortable. But between the two, I prefer the Sailor. Just something about it. I think it just the overall package feels more solid. The nib feels better. I think just the overall design just works just a little bit better. It just feels a little bit more quality, a little bit more classy. There is a 1911 standard, which is going to be thinner than this. It'll be just about as thin as the 3776, if not a smidge thinner. Most Americans or people with medium to large hands or whatever, I don't know why I said Americans, but most of us most males, I would say, that's probably a better generalization, would probably prefer the larger pen versus the standard. I don't know, I just love this pen. So anytime I go out to find a new pen, this is basically what I use as a template, kind of like, how is the balance, how is the size, how is the section, and how is the nib. This is just so nice. So I love all three of these for different reasons, but these are my three workhorse pens. I have a strong feeling that my workhorse pens in the future are going to change, because now I have a variety of other pens that I really like and I want to use those on the regular. But these three are just fantastic, and they are basically three different price ranges, so they work out great, and I definitely recommend those. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys use as your workhorse pens? What do you prefer when you write a long essay or a long letter, or you're writing in your journal for a long time? Like, what do you guys prefer? Let me know. Second topic, really quickly. We started a fountain pen group on Facebook called Fountain Pen Newbies. I think we're just over 1,000 members now, and there's a bunch of people in there, really nice, really friendly. Some people have been collecting for decades, and some people have just figured it out, where to go online and how to like ask around about pens, and they're still looking to buy their first couple pens. So it's a great place to share knowledge, and it's a great place to get some introductory knowledge, and it's a great place to send people that you might want to get into fountain pens, and they can just kind of chit chat. People share photos on there, they talk about their favorite pens, they talk about things about their favorite pens, why they like them, what brands they like, what brands they don't like, how to use a fountain pen, just a little bit of everything, just very simple discussions. Every now and again, we host raffles. We'll raffle off a free pen or a free notebook. Just a fun, simple group there, but it's fun. So if you like fountain pens, come check us out on Facebook. Just search for Fountain Pen Newbies and join up. Thanks again. See you guys next time.